Hey, all right. So, I don't like the way that looks. Believe it or not, that's a tank top. It's a tank top. Blah. Okay. All right. So I was thinking, of course, I was thinking of Bam Margera today because I love Bam Margera. Okay, but I was thinking about fights, like a fist fight. I was watching Karen's in the Wild, Neighborhood Wars, all that crap. And you see people losing their shit. Man, I've lost my shit so many fucking times. I mean, really lost my shit. Alright, let me tell you one of those times I lost my shit. Okay. I was working at a biker bar named Katie's Pub. It's no longer in existence, that's why I'll say it. I was also working at a yacht club at the same time and some kind of a Jewish country club, I think. It's all three. I was going through a problem with my, wait a minute. I always change my mind when I'm doing this shit. Okay. So I was going through a divorce, that old chestnut. On the days I didn't have the kids, I'd work, as many jobs as I could possibly fucking work. Whether I clean like one home or four, and then work two other places, or, vice versa. And we had it every other day and every other weekend, and it just was like impossible to get a job with that schedule. So I took a lot of crazy, crazy jobs, and one of them was at this biker bar, okay? So, being an alcoholic, I've always liked working in a bar as a bartender. I don't like it now. I wouldn't do it now. I don't like it. I feel like it's a drug dealer, It just kind of fucks me up when I think about, here's a beer, and then you better wait an hour. Like, it just doesn't even make sense. It just makes no sense. Anyway, so I'm working at this Katie's Pub, and on the days that I had the kids and I didn't work, I would bring them in there because it was empty. It was completely empty. And nice jukebox, pool table, dartboard. And I taught my kids how to play pool since they were like me, how to a grasshopper. They were playing pool. Also, they were starting the car too, I might add. Being that I was always on some kind of jacked up medication, but it wasn't only that. I, as a child, was not allowed to do shit. And if I was, it was real scrutinized, a lot of pressure on it. Better be done now, this type of situation. I fucking hated it. And to this day, I still feel like if I would go to my mother's house right now, I promise you, she will not let me just mow the lawn. She's going to tell me what to do. Okay, so I'm working at this bar. I went in early this day. I didn't know much about, I had done cocaine in the past, but it wasn't like a thing for me. Like, if somebody had it, they had it, here's a bump, blah. In fact, the first time I was asked for a bump, I literally did the hustle like I did not know. And that was like 2004, because I remember that, because I was working at a gay bar, and it was like real prevalent, but I still didn't understand. So then this is like years after that, probably like 2 years after I was divorced, and I'm working at this place. It's also like right across from the fairgrounds. So for a week, you got really fucking crazy people there. So you'll have all the people from the fairgrounds that travel with, it's like a circus, they travel with the fairs, and you'll get them, and they're heavy hitters. They fucking drink and they fight. So you better be ready, okay? So being at this bar, you get to know a lot of people. And the city I was in, with this specific city, there was a man who is a judge, and he does a lot of like really outlandish punishments. So I like what he does. I think it's brilliant. Like he had this lady. She was neglectful of the cats. She had like over 150 cats or some bullshit like that. He made her go sit in the park for 3 days with a sign that says I neglect my animals or something like that. So he's like, okay, he's like that. But Hells Angels and government kind of work together oftentimes. So his daughter was kind of in between that world. His daughter was like a hanger-on of the Hells Angels. I'm thinking because she's an alcoholic and she likes cocaine, so. But she was also, you know, the judge's daughter. And she was like maybe a couple years older than me. But we all knew that the judge and his kids were all cokeheads. Everybody knew it. It was a big deal. Everybody fucking knew that shit. So, like, I'd be in there and she'd come in and, you know, she'd be really friendly to everybody. And then, you know, she was real touchy. She would touch everybody. Everybody was like, you know, get out of here, man. These are a bunch of hillbillies. They fucking roofed all day. And they don't want some crazy broad, you know. So that's kind of like the atmosphere of that place. And it was like dark green inside and dark, like a mahogany color. I say mahogany a hell of a lot more than I thought I'd ever say mahogany. But yeah, it's like a dark maroon. Like everything's in there just real depressing. It's just real fucking small and depressing. And so I knew how to, like, oh, for example, with her, so she starts doing that, and someone goes like this, and she just goes in for the kill, and you end up having to tackle her and get her outside. So it's kind of like one of those days I was thinking I might end up with, and I was like, okay, well, oh my God, I walk into work, and there's like nobody there. And I was like, no shit, okay, well, you know, on one end, like, as a bartender, nobody there, I could stock up, get my shit ready for the night, go. On the other hand, it's like, nobody's here. What the fuck am I? You know what I mean? Like, you're there for hours. You're like, oh. So I would play the jukebox. And I would also play darts and play pool because I'm not going to fucking stand there. All right. This guy comes in. He's probably like my age, okay? So I was probably like, I don't know. I'm going to guess I was like 36 at this time. I'm 50 now. I think I was like 36. And he was probably like 37, around my age. He had this girlfriend, Bianca. She was like 20. And because the owners were friends with him, whatever connections he had going on, Bianca's allowed to come in and sit there. Well, here, I served her. Absolutely, I served her. We all served her. That's just the way it was. You served Bianca. And I had all these songs amped up on the jukebox machine because I figured out how to play it for free. So I had some songs, and I was playing songs he really liked. So I had no interest in this man. I have no fucking interest. In fact, I was actually upgrading their shots. Like, they wanted well drinks, and I was giving them premium liquor. So I kind of did myself in with that one. So I don't know what happened. Damn it. I don't know what happened. But Bianca got pissed. I don't know if she was like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I was cute, alright? I dressed cute. Like, I wore like knee highs and platform shoes and like a little tiny shirt and like a little, what's it called? Plaid skirt, you know? So I kind of like, you know, pigtails. Like, I was just kind of punky. Like, we're all like, come on, we're either fucking or fighting, like one of those people. So that's who I was. So, of course, I didn't go fucking anybody. I did all the fighting. I did all the fighting. Okay, so she gets mad. Okay, God. She gets mad about something. And she takes off and slams the door, which, like, does not shut for shit anyway. Everything's like this old wood that, like, has no business being used anymore. It's painted brown. It's ugly. He comes in. He's like, man, I am so sorry. Man, she's I don't know what happened. I said I liked the music, and then she said I should just fuck you. And I was like, what? I'm like, man, that happens a lot. Like, I don't know why guys always think I want to bone them, because I definitely fucking don't. I usually say that first. All the time. All the time, first thing I say that first. So, since they were since these two came in together, I really didn't think I had to say that, you know. But I mean, I was a little disco snack, okay. So she got jealous, it turns out, because she's 20. Bitch, you are too young to be in this bar. All right? Yeah, you're jealous. I'm a grown woman. Yeah, you can't compete with that. I don't want your man, but still, okay. So she leaves, all this bullshit, throws a fit. I'm standing in front of the jukebox. They had just got her out the second time. Now there's guys coming in. Now I think I've got like 3 or 4 guys coming in at this time. And just like with me, when I had gotten into a fight at a bar, I remember some guy grabbed my hands like that. And I mean, really, I didn't know. What do you do? I mean, you know, you're like, let go, you know, like I can't explain it how hard that is to get out of. Like, even if you want to kick them in the nuts or something, they usually got enough sense on them to get your knee. Don't pin your knee right in the middle of their legs, you know. So, okay, so I'm standing in front of the jukebox, and I'm like, man, that is just crazy that she just lost her shit like that. All of a sudden, I hear, like this, someone grabs me from behind. My whole shirt came off. My whole fucking shirt. Bianca ran in from outside and came after me right standing in front of the jukebox, rips off my fucking shirt. Well, that didn't take me but a second. I had hers down on the ground, you know, like real quick. And I'm like, I'll fuck you up, girl. You better get the fuck out. I mean it, you better get the fuck out. So if I start hitting you, I might not stop. So you really gotta go, Bianca. I'm not even fucking around. Like, I got a hard time going through this divorce, and I'd be more than happy to fuck you up right now, the way you're acting. And I was just like thinking, oh my God, this bitch is gonna call the cops, you know what I mean? Like, that's the type of shit that happens to me. Like, 1 second I'm serving you a drink, and the next second you got a problem, you're in my face, and I knock you the fuck out, and the cops get called. So that's what happens with that. So I did get her on the ground. I didn't hit her. I specifically put my hand right next to her head, like, this could happen. Grabbed her up, you know. I'm standing there with my bra on. I picked her up like fucking, like, you know when you see these paper bags and they got like the wine wrap around them, you could pick them up like that, like yard bags and stuff. That's how I picked her up, and I put her outside. So I'm working, it starts getting a little busier, and all I could think of is this fucking bitch just ripped my shirt off in front of like 7 dudes at this point. Now I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, so I'm like a little fucked up from it, because I'm thinking, oh my God, my husband's gonna find out. My ex-husband's gonna find out. Like, that's all I could think about. That's all I could think about. Because he wanted to find out. Trust me. And the way I was acting, I was always, there was no like, man. So the judge's daughter's there then. And she and I start bullshitting, and she knows about Bianca, and she's like, yeah, she won't come back, la 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 la. I go, no, I'll fuck her up, but I think she's gonna fucking come back. Like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of her in front of like 30 people now. What? So there's some people sitting at the bar that I worked with. Like I said, I didn't know about the cocaine stuff. So that night, I really didn't know. So that night, I had a funny feeling. One of those girls is there from my, that I work with, that she's a cocaine addict, I guess, I had like $88 in a jar, and I said, I'll give you everything I have right now if you finish my shift. It's like 10:30. I started at 4. You're not done till 2:30, and then you gotta, still clean up and everything. You don't get out of there till like 3:30. She knew that. She said, okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. I called up my boyfriend. I said, come get me right now because, I can't even fuck around. Like, I don't even want to walk outside because I know if I see her, last thing I remember is her tearing off my shirt. You know what I mean? So I don't know how I'll be. I'm not saying like kick everybody's ass, but I legitimately could have kicked her ass. She was like 86 pounds soaking wet, drunk out of her fucking mind, and she couldn't hit the broadside of a barn if she tried at that point. I come out of the bar, hop in my boyfriend's car. Oh my God. There's Bianca and her boyfriend. Bianca and her boyfriend are walking down the street. And they did go back into the bar. And I just missed it. I just missed it. Just missed it. I don't even know how. I was like, oh God. Oh God. I'm gonna blow this one in there too, because we're at 16 minutes. I'm gonna tell you about this one too, okay? This one's kind of funny. So yeah, I did it. I escaped it that night. I think I've seen her again. I never held her to it. I've been that drunken asshole. I totally have been that drunken asshole. All right. So I had a Chris, one of my many Chris's. I don't even know how many Chris's I've dated or been friends with, but it's definitely over, 10 Chris's. I've got a baker's dozen of Chris's and Mike's. So I had a Chris, and he and I both worked together at a yacht club, and he was a manager, and I was like bartender and server. Actually, it was at the yacht club that I had to circle the swimming pool all day long and get bossed around by 8-year-olds, so that was a lot of fun as an adult, getting daiquiris and fucking French onion soup in 100-degree weather for a bunch of spoiled little shits. Okay. I was a single mom, okay? So I didn't take anything, like I refused everything. I don't want your money, I don't want your name, I don't want your alimony, I don't want your child support, I don't give a fuck. Let me just tell you this right now, don't ever fucking do that. Don't ever do that. If I hadn't done that, I would have never been homeless or anything. I mean, I was homeless just purely poverty. Just poverty. That's it. Nothing else. And it's not even like I did drugs or anything. Like, I mean, if they came around, sure, what the fuck, But other than that, no, it's not like I, like, ordered, you know what I mean? So, he had a good job, and I kind of, I'm dying to get married. He's got a good job. He's making like $60 a year. I got 2 kids. They're like, 6 and 8 or whatever at this time, maybe. And one day I'm at his house and I'm like snooping around because I'm nosy, okay? And I would like clean and make dinner for him and stuff like that, like wifey the fuck up, I knew he wasn't going to ask me to marry him. I don't know why I fucking even bothered. But there's this big tub next to his bed. And I never looked in the tub because, I wouldn't even think that there'd be anything in the tub, you know what I mean? Other than like old shit or whatever. Oh no. I opened up the tub. Jenna Jameson's creamed underwear, signed. About 75 porn films, half of which are signed. Porn DVDs that were bought the day before with the receipt. I had been with him for 3 years at this point. I'm like, what in the fucking shit is this? Oh my God, what is this? And I'm like, what a fucking pig, And he always kind of caught me off guard. Like, he never was like, it wasn't like a normal, like, making out type of situation. It's like you'd have to kick it up a notch or whatever for whatever fucking reason. This is why. Because he was a porn addict. He fucking loved porn. Watched porn all the time. All the fucking time. I had no fucking idea, okay? I never even saw porn. In my whole fucking life, I never saw porn. He did ask me to watch one after this point where these girls get peed on in a shower by some guy. I don't know, man. I don't know. But I know I don't want to know. I know that much, okay? So we went and bowled one night, and he's a cute Chris. All my Chris's are cute, but he was like adorable. And the girls that worked for him were young. They were like 18 through 21, like real young, cute, cute, you know what I'm saying? And I felt like an old hag from Hagtown because I've got 2 kids and I'm divorced. I actually had a good body, believe it or not, I did. Okay, so, man, I got so jealous. We were bowling with the girls, and they were just, like, too fucking cute. Like, seriously, like, adorable. Adorable. One of them's name was Courtney. Courtneys are always adorable. You understand me? Courtneys are adorable. Mackenzies are adorable. Courtneys are adorable. So I had a handful of girls, and I was just thinking, man, I'm not mad at them. You know, like, I can't be mad at them because they're adorable. But I'm a little jealous. So we were driving home, and I said something like, I'm half in the bag, by the way. I'm like, been drinking beer the whole time. We're playing pool, and I'm sitting back like, I was so fucking mad. Man, oh jeez. So, I said something to the effect of, well, we could go get something. That's how drunk I was. Okay? So we pull in. It just so happened that the shitty town I lived in had 2 places on the same street next to each other. They were like porn. I don't fucking know. I don't know. There was just like sex toys and shit. And like, I'm a fucking nervous fucking wreck. I don't want nothing to do with it, you know. But it was my idea, so we get out of the car and I slam the door and I don't really look back. We go inside. I'm half in the bag. He's fucked up. I'm fucked up. We're walking around. Cop walks in. Okay. During this time, I had also been working at Katie's Pub, which was next door to these porn places, actually. And I had gone into the magistrate about 6 times with my husband. Just kept doing it. Just kept doing it. Even though I said I didn't want nothing. Kept doing it. Have to go back. Okay, so all I'm thinking is like, I am fucked. There is a cop in here. I've got alcohol on my breath. What the fuck am I going to do? How can I get back in? And the cop says something like, whose car is that out front? You know? And Chris comes out like behind the curtain. He's like, yeah, that's, I mean, we were the only people in there. It's huge, by the way. And we were the only people in there. And they're like, you left your passenger door open, you know that? Yeah, it's wide open. Your light's on. We saw it. So we came to see what you're doing. What are you doing here? Well, Jim, I shut the door so fast. The seatbelt. Boop, boop. Yeah. The seatbelt hit it and it didn't shut. So the interior light's on. Now there's another cop walking through the door. Now we got 2 cops. And I just fucking like, I'm like, oh, I slip out the back. I slipped out the back. I can hear him saying some shit like the cops, blah, blah, blah. And the cops start talking to the shop guy. And I'm like this to my Chris. And we sashay out the back fucking door. Okay? Out the back door, there is a railroad tracks and a trailer park. And a fence. Couple fences around the trailer park and around the fucking railroad tracks. Man, we took off out of there. I ran like, ooh, deliverance, honey. I ran, child. You couldn't. And then he was running too. So we're like, oh my God. Because he's just as big as drunk as I am. So we're both fucking assholes. We know we're going to get fucked. We know that. We both had DUIs. We both know what's happening. And we take off. We get to like a middle part of the road. You know, it's like, well, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to go over here. Because actually, I lived across the street. I did not live too far. I lived about like 2 blocks away. So I was like, I'm going to go through the trailer park and just keep going this way. And he's like, fuck you, I'm taking the railroad, fuck you, what are you fucking crazy? He's going bananas. I'm like, whatever, bro, like, get gone. He like kind of panic shit where he like had to like drop his pants and like crap right in the leaves. And I'm just like, wow, okay, I gotta go then, dude. This is you and I'm leaving. So it's my fucking fault in the first place, okay, but I'm like, bye. All right. It was time to cross the street. I was already in the woods for 2.5 hours at this point. I just figured I'm going to wait him out. It is midnight. It is 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to fucking hide and nobody will see me, and then I'll slink across there and go home and kiss the ground. No. I go fucking, I'm running across the street and woo, like fucking 5 cop cars. 5 cop, like, not just regular cops, but like also like a state hoopy and some other bullshit. And I'm like, oh, and, you know, I fucking ran, I went like this. And they're like, ma'am, we see you. And I was like, no, you don't. They're like, yes, we see you, Amy. Because now at this point, they already know who I am. Chris actually told them that we got into an argument. Why would you even, what? Anyway, so he pulled that bullshit. So he filled their ears full of shit, just like lies. So I don't even know what the fuck he told them. These guys thought that was so fucking funny that I like, you know, like, I mean, right up against the bricks, too. Like, I just acted like that was, I chameleon, I just blended in, you don't even see me anymore. Man, they laughed so fucking hard. They laughed so hard. You could hear them laughing, like, over the loudspeaker, because they were like, okay, girl. So they knew that they knew me from Katie's Pub. They knew me from bartending, you know. And I've never really gotten into trouble other than my 2 DUIs that I had within 2 months of my divorce, like, which is awesome. And, you know, like, I mean, they knew who I was. So they let me go. They actually drove me to my door and let me in my house. And I fucking dropped to the ground like a sack of potatoes. And I was like I was so happy to be home. Oh my gosh. So I'm thinking, oh my God, Chris. Fuck that guy. Like, who the fuck would leave me in the middle of the woods because you're going to run down the fucking railroad? Then what? You got like a stick with a handkerchief and some shit on there? What's your plan, Stan? Like, I gotta go home at some point, like this guy. So I'm laying there and I'm just like, oh God, I think I like cried myself to sleep. I was so happy to be home and like so grateful. And I'm laying there and I'm like, really? I felt like someone staring at me. And it's him. It was Chris. It was fucking Chris. He broke into my house. He's standing over top of me. You fucking bitch. And it's just like, oh shit. Turns out he stayed there, took that big creamy dump for like hours as well. He was in there for hours. So basically we were both like behind the trailer park. He was pooping. I wasn't even pooping, so I don't know, but and then I just go, man, there were like so many times that stupid shit happened that I was like, I could have slipped on a banana peel and got you just hauled right in. Another thing that happened with him, I was with that Chris for a few years. I was with that Chris probably like 4 to 6 years. I don't even know. So as we would like, he'd date other people. He was like kind of bitchy too, in my opinion. He really liked the Dallas Cowboys, and he just would not shut the fuck up about it. And you can't hang out in Cleveland and be like, Dallas. No. Okay, so I, at some point, I had left the government ghetto housing and stayed with my mom, and then she fucked me over real good and kicked me out, and I fucked myself over too, and my brother and my mother fucking stole my dog and all this shit. Okay, so they would differ with the stealing, but if my dog's across this fucking street in a fence and I hear it barking and I say to you, that's Ziva, that's my dog, and you say, no, it's not, you're full of shit, and then I get a call from fucking Tennessee telling me that is my dog? Yeah, bitch. Yeah. Okay. So I was like, and now at this point I'm like almost home. I'm homeless for sure. For sure, I'm homeless now. I've already ruined the government housing because I let it stay for 3 months without paying for it, just in case my mama kicked me out. The day it was done, she kicked me out. So I could have actually gone back in, but she didn't even say go back in. You know, she's okay. So I was like staying with different people at different times, and it's really hard when you're not considered homeless, you're considered couch surfing, unless you go into an actual shelter, which shelters are a different fucking story. I could do a whole thing just on shelters, which I probably will, but. So I had been taking all my shit around. I fancy myself a little bit of a gypsy anyway, so I'm a gypsy. I've got all my shit with me, and I'm gypsying it up. And I would take all my kids' pictures and put them wherever I was. So if I was staying in one place, pictures are out. Then I go there, pictures out. Okay? Always have to have my children's pictures. Always, always, always. And it's not just a little bit of pictures, okay? It's like newborn pictures, second, like 2-year-old, like pictures. Pictures. Man, he came home. He was pissed. He had just gotten another DUI. I think while I've known him, he got 3 or 4 DUIs while I knew him. Anyway, so he lost his job. He had a really good job. He was GM, and he fucked it up because he's drunk, and there you have it. So he's at this apartment, and I actually took him to get a job at a place. It's called Bahama Breeze. It's kind of like a Caribbean style, like, it's Caribbean cuisine, one might say, but it's really just like an Applebee's, if you ask me. It's just another shitty fucking franchise, like whatever it is, not franchise, whatever. Who cares? Anyway, so he was working there, and he's pissed, okay, because he's got way more credentials than what he's doing, and I'm staying there. And I'm on his last fucking nerve, okay? Because I'm cleaning the house a lot. I cook a lot. I clean a lot. It's not his house anymore. At this point, we're really not even dating. We're not dating. He's dating somebody else, okay? Like, I'm just there. Oh, my God. I don't know what. I think he started bitching about something was in his way or something. Something was in his way. And he took my Keurig machine, which is a coffee machine, and he fucking chucked it, and it knocked off my kids' pictures. Like, knocked the pictures off, okay? It was like, hit the floor. I look at him. He fucking ran. He ran. Do you understand me? He ran. He ran because he knows. He knows. He knows he did wrong. He goes, runs, opens up that door, fucking running. I grabbed him by the back because he was wearing a coat, had big hood like he's an Eskimo. And I grabbed him back and I went, like that. And I just boxed his ears. It completely disoriented him. He didn't know what the fuck happened. I guess he was screaming like a lady, I guess. I guess that's what was happening because I don't remember him screaming, but somebody must have been screaming because the cops were there like 2 minutes. And I, of course, went to my favorite hiding spot underneath the bed. When the cops come, that's where I go. I go underneath the bed. 10 seconds ago, I'm boxing somebody's ears. Now I'm underneath the bed, okay? And they come to the window. They're like... At this point, I know cops. I know cops all over fucking town. I know them. Twinsburg, Brooklyn, Charlotte, Painesville, Cleveland, you name it. I know the cops everywhere at this point because I'm a fucking menace to society. Can't fucking get my shit together. Man, they're like, you gotta come out of there, you know. But yeah, they gave me like, they sent me to the hospital. And I didn't know these terms. I didn't know what a 5150 was. I didn't know what pink slip means, you know. And I was drunk. I was drunk when I did it because he always had a box wine. And then he saw me like, I mean, I saw the kids' picture set to ground. He fucked himself on that one. So yeah, I fucked him up a little bit. But it's like, you know, he called up my husband. He called up my ex-husband and told him. And then he called up my mom. And he told her. Amy boxed my ears. She's in the hospital. La, 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 la. And everybody's like, yeah, she's, you know, awful. Yeah, I'll show you awful. I don't like you doing that, do I? I don't like you doing that. So, guess what? When I got out of the hospital... I Pink Panthered myself into the house. His apartment. First of all, I had a bunch of shit in there, which I needed back. Second of all, now I've been in the hospital. I've lost the job I have. It's my own fucking fault. I met some other bizarro weirdo guy that has lumps all over his body, and he's not telling me that they're actual lumps like on his body. I don't know if you've seen this, but some people actually have, like, it looks like they got hit with a bat. Like somebody just beat the shit out of them. And they got big, huge welts on them. This jerk off told me he got jumped by a bunch of black guys and they beat the shit out of him. And that's why he was... I'll tell you what, you don't need to be black to kick this guy's ass. Anybody can kick this guy's ass, piece of shit. He told me he was in the military and all this crap anyway. So I went back to Chris's house. And I got in. I didn't have a key. It was an apartment. I got in. Alright, now I'm in. Now I'm in. What doesn't Chris like? And what does Chris like? Let's think. What does Chris really like? Chris likes porn. Oh, fuck yeah, Chris likes porn a lot. Chris loves porn, you know? Let's go check that out. So I go to the porn stash. Fucking throw it all out. All of it. Someone just gasped. Jenna Jameson's underwear. Oh my God. It's disgusting. They were dirty. They were gross. Like, all the shit in there was gross. It was like girls and old men and like weird fucking shit. So that was first to go. Number one, that's first to go. Little girls with old senior citizens and bullshit. That was boop, right all the way fuck out. Because I didn't really look at it that much the first time I saw it. You know, I just knew that, okay, that makes more sense now. You know, like if that's how he is, like that makes sense. Because I knew it wasn't me because she works, okay. So then I was like, all right. Fuck this guy, man. I couldn't even believe how disgusting it was. Like the shit that really, really disgusting, okay. Was it Neil? Damn it, what's that band? It's not Cherry Pie. Anyway, a band around that era, Motley Crue. Neil, something from Motley Crue. He also had an autographed picture of him. So I signed my name on it too, you know. I'm pretty popular. Then I took all the wires. And this time there's things that, like a stereo system, there was a DVD player, there was a VHS player, there were extra speakers, there was, he plays piano, so there was a keyboard and all that. Took this out, put this there, put this in, put this here, put this here, put this here, put this here, put this. Fucked up all the cords. Then, go to the remotes. Taking out the batteries, took out all the batteries on the remotes. Then, he doesn't like syrup or jelly or something like that. He hates jelly. It makes him gag. So I pulled down his sheets and poured jelly in his bed. Then I took some laundry soap and poured it in all of his shoes. All of them. I had like 10 pairs of shoes. I took Windex, poured it all over his clothes. I took, he liked ramen noodles. I took the seasoning, ripped up all the seasonings, put all the seasonings in all the drawers, just loose. Turned all of his shit upside down. I took his table, put it upside down. I took his couch upside down, his chair, and an easy chair, put that upside down. You know, if he hadn't called my mom and my ex-husband, I would have never done any of those things. The fact that he fucking ratted on me and called up people that obviously have turned their back on me, and now he's going to call them up and be buddy-buddy with them like, let's get her. No, I'll get you I'm going to get you. I don't even think I've ever talked to him again since that, because what the fuck's wrong with him calling my ex-husband up? And how the hell did he even have his number? What the fuck? I mean, the most they ever did was stand together like watching football or something, or maybe baseball or something. Something that I dragged him to that he obviously didn't want to be. He might have stood with my ex-husband and they might have hung out, you know. Yeah, he did that. He did that. And you know what? The funny thing is, it's not even funny, but the thing is like, fast forward when I am in a shelter and I do get kicked out of their shelter, which I did get kicked out of a shelter. It's the domestic shelter for smacking somebody on the ass. I got kicked out like 10:30 at night. I had a bench warrant. I had a bench warrant from that day, so I had to go back to court for the, but yeah, so he didn't charge me, he didn't charge anything on me, but the state did. So the state was like, yeah, you're too crazy, lady. You gotta come here and explain yourself. You gotta explain yourself, Lucy. That's just one of the many, many beautiful stories of how many times I was a little extra. I love my kids. All I ever wanted was to be a mother. It's all I ever cared about. It's all I ever wanted. All I ever wanted. And it just seemed like nobody would let me. I carried those children. They were mine. And then one day someone says you can't talk to your own kids, or you can't pick your own children up from school, or, you know, you're not a residential parent, or some bullshit that completely fucking throws your mind into this. How is that possible? How? Because I wanted a divorce. Now it's just one thing after another, after another, after another, after another, and then I'm not making it any better, because then I think it's okay to go and fucking party my face off on the nights I don't have my kids, and I end up getting in trouble all the time. I got in trouble all the time. All the time. But I really think it has to do with the alcoholism. You know, my mom said that she got sick of having me in her belly, and I was a month overdue, and she got fucking fed up. She went out and went to, like, I'll say kegger, but she says no, but it wouldn't have been a kegger, because that's more of a, like, party, but she says she went and she drank beers and shit because she was sick of me. I was born drunk, and this is the fucking shit that happens when your kid's born drunk and has no idea how life works. divorce becomes where people outdo each other. It gets so ridiculous. My kids never knew that we didn't get along. We wouldn't let them know that. But, you know, the thing is like, it was bad. It was really fucking bad. And I can't explain it to you how it is to give birth to a child and then have somebody with more money come along and tell you that you can't spend time with your kids on these days or that days. Or you think you got them on Tuesday, well, you don't, because I'm not letting you. I'm going to give them to my mom. Or this and that. Or making plans behind my back with my own mother, who I did not want my children near. And it really fucked me up for a long time, you know. It was kind of like giving me permission to go and be an asshole. And I took that permission to the top. Like, I was the biggest asshole there could be. When I think about all the stuff that I really felt like, why does this keep happening? Why does this get, you know, it just kind of makes me kind of crazy that it took me this long to figure out how to deprogram my mind with this alcohol. Because, my God, man, I could have saved so much money, so much time, so many things I wouldn't have gotten involved in, so many people I wouldn't have met. You know, I left a city where if there were 20 people that I hung out with, I'd say about 17 of them are dead right now, and the other 3 are in prison, because that's how these people were. And I never really fit in anywhere. I didn't fit in there, and I don't fit in, you know, anywhere really. I don't fit in. It's not that big of a deal. But when you're, you know, in these situations where it's like group activities and group people, and you got to get along with everybody. And when there's like 30 of me in one place, and they get to keep their kids, it's not cool. It's not good. All that matters to me is being a mom and being the best woman and mother I can be. And that's what I'm going to do.